Hustle culture today tells you to stand out, to find your unique edge, and to crush the competition. But this is a trap and will only lead you to isolation, burnout, and making you feel like you're fighting for scraps. What if I told you the secret was not to be a lone wolf, but to actually build a band of pirates? And in this video, I'm going to give you a 3-step process on how you can actually achieve this and build yourself a digital tribe, a community of people that are around you that are not only able to generate massive abundance, massive value, but can all create something around something you all really believe in. Now, the 3 steps I'll explain in this video are find the signal, broadcast the signal, and build a campfire. I'll go through in detail what exactly these 3 things mean. Now, after I left my job as a paramedic, I spent 4.5 years working in the crypto and blockchain industry. I was a community manager, I eventually became a project manager, and this gave me a deep insight into the future of work, what it is actually going to look like. And now, while I have one foot in the door here talking about spiritual and esoteric topics, as you've seen on the channel so far, there's a whole other side of me that I've never really talked about. But in realizing this just last week, these two worlds come together. I'm part of a massive crypto community that is literally working on shifting the financial paradigm, the way we look at finance itself, through a very unconventional means. But in realizing that these two worlds actually come together, I began to realize there's a tribe of people that support both sides of me, that support the aspects of me that I didn't even think would fit in. And this is a big piece of who you are when you go online, or you're starting to build a business for yourself, or you're trying to build a personal brand, or you're just trying to meet new people online, is to express the wholeness of your personality. And until now, I thought I was going to be a lone wolf on this spiritual esoteric journey, talking about how we can use uncommon mindsets and practices to really thrive in this digital economy that's changing so rapidly. I talk about it in another video I just recently published here, how AI is going to be replacing 40 to 50% of simple work tasks by 2028. This is going to happen very quickly and it's going to catch people off guard. But now's the time to position yourself by tapping deep within yourself. And there's something, a message that we've forgotten over the years. If you look or go to ancient Greece ever, if you ever look at the Acropolis, in big letters, like they almost wanted us to remember this, is know thyself. This simple phrase is something we've completely forgotten. And the idea of knowing thyself is knowing who you are on a deep level. Which brings me to my first point, is find your signal. You have a uniqueness within you. You have a core thread at the core of your individuality, who you really are. Not your personality, not the face you put out to the world, not the person you're trying to be online, but who you are at a core level. Think about yourself when you were a child. You had certain predispositions towards things. You had certain characteristics. You were drawn to doing things in a certain way. And then society told you it was wrong. Through your parents, through schooling, things were trained out of you. But this signal is still there, and sometimes it shows up in your life. And the way you can find your signal is going to states of deep meditation. And it's not some spiritual guru thing or some guided meditation you have to do. It's simply sitting with yourself in silence and observing all the thoughts that are going through your mind and realizing those thoughts are not you. And at the center of this, you'll find a thread, a little whisper, a voice maybe that sounds like you, but you haven't heard in a while. That is your individuality. That is who you are at a core level. This is your signal. And you can broadcast it as what I call a frequency. You see, David Hawkins wrote this book, Power versus Force, and in it he talks about how we can express different levels of vibration based on our emotional state. A vibration is just your energetic signature. You feel it when somebody walks into a room. And you can almost know sometimes what people are going to say before they speak their first word. This is the combination of their thoughts and emotions around a certain thing that it sort of radiates around you, sort of like an aura. But the second part of this is broadcast that signal. Now you know what it is. And this is not something you're going to figure out in one afternoon. It took me maybe almost a year of making YouTube videos and writing and journaling and going on long walks to really dig down under all the layers of bullshit that I had been taught over my life, that I had took on as part of my life, to really figure out the thread of what I really care about, what I really want to see in the world, and what I want to see in myself. Once you know that, now it's time to broadcast it out there. You have so many means to do that weren't available to other generations. And this is why this change is happening so fast. Is because, the internet came out, fax machine, whatever, emails, great. Social media, that's cool. You can take pictures of your food and put it online. But now we're going into a deeper level of this sort of almost like a synthetic mind that we become a part of. And we can choose to let it consume us, or we can become the creators of our own reality through it by using the means of Instagram, blogging, writing music, whatever medium you want to express that magic through. Now you have the ability to broadcast your human signal through an electronic signal, whatever that may be for you, whatever you're feeling intuitively in this moment. And just start. There's a part of you, a resistance, a primitive mind that has served us well up until now, but it's something we no longer need on an everyday basis. This is your reptilian brain, the earliest parts of your brain that developed, that's responsible for food, fear, and sex. And these things, while useful, when are constantly activated through watching the news or violence on social media or seeing what the next politician is saying that angers you, you get dropped down into this state and you lose that connection with your higher self. Now is the time to, again, step into that moment of silence and relaxation every day to begin training your mind, that part of your mind that gets the power taken away from it, that creative side of you, and begin strengthening it through this process. And once you become a master of your mind, this fear part of you is no longer going to stop you. But here's another trick. Whenever you feel a resistance towards something, that is the exact thing you need to do. And that approach has never failed me. Whenever you feel like you don't want to leave what you're doing, again, that's the reptilian brain keeping you from broadcasting your signal. Now, once you broadcast your signal, groups of people are going to come around you, especially if you're expressing that true, clear, authentic signal, unadulterated, not with any fluff or bullshit. You know, my early videos were not the authentic version of me. I wanted to be on YouTube. So I just started making videos, and I knew over time I would get more comfortable, I'd get more confident, I'd start speaking more clearly. You can even compare these ones to ones back then. Now the third part is, once you broadcast the signal, just like you watching me here now, just like the few thousand subscribers that I'm grateful to have joined me on this ride, we now have a campfire we can sit around. We now have ideas that we can discuss. We now have a comment section that you can comment down below and put in your comment around how you feel about these videos. And I do my best to react, and at least react, but if not reply to every single one. But the next step here is to really create something where people can gather around. And this could maybe be a Telegram group, even if it's with a few neighbors and friends. Maybe school group. School is a platform that allows you to build a community. There's many other platforms like that. Or even doing a live every now and then on Instagram and talking to your people. This is something I've been thinking about more actively lately. It's something I want to move in the direction of. And if you have ideas of how we could gather around each other and what you would like to see from this channel, how we can interact with each other, put it down in the comments below. Would you like me to build a community, a Telegram group, somewhere we can chat with each other and share our ideas around mindsets and practices for us to thrive in a digital future? You see, two futures face us right now in the midst of growing developments in AI, technology, things accelerating so rapidly we can't keep up. There's one future where we fizzle ourselves out through selfish competition, and another one where we coordinate on a massive scale around the things that we care about most and solve real problems together and make the change that we want to see in the world. That's the future I'd like to be in. And if that's the future you'd like to be in, put that in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Subscribe to the channel if you've not already. Also, if you want to get into the idea of relaxation and silence, there's a Universal Life Force Energy Guide you can get down below for free. Simple process you can do 5 minutes a day, change your life. Peace.